Welcome to JobSkillshare.com. Today we will talk about Active Directory organizational units in Active Directory user management course, which is a short course, and this video is going to be very short. So what are organizational units? Some of the stuff that when you install Active Directory, it comes with it. Those are called containers. So the domain container, which is the root container to the hierarchy. The built-in containers are the one that basically is a default service administrator account. The user container is the one which contains the domain's predefined users and groups, and the computer container which is the default location for new computers accounts created in the domain. So if you don't specify the computer, if you haven't made any OU specifically for sales, accounting, or any of the different type of computers, what will happen is every time you add a computer to a domain, whatever domain you're using is just going to jump into this container, and then so on. You guys can read about the ones on the bottom from Microsoft, which I highly recommend you guys to do that, because this kind of give you more information in detail. So what we're going to do, we're just going to jump into the real world scenarios and how things looks in real. So the way to get in the same way, we will go to Server Manager. I clicked on this little icon right here, but you can also go from, if you search here, if you go all the way to the right side and then go to the search and type Active Directory users and computers, I can go from there too. But I'll go back from here, I'll go back to Tools, and I'm going to click on Active Directory users and computer, and it's going to take me to the same Active Directory section. So this is our domain right here, and all of these are containers. These are default containers that we just talked about, and the computer one is right here. So anything gets added to my contoso.com is going to automatically come over here. Okay. Other ones are by default are these right here, users. Now most of the companies, they might have the user folder like this, and then you start adding, but then some of the companies that manage stuff pretty good, and if somebody really worked on it, they wouldn't use this because you cannot apply group policy on the containers like these. These are default containers like this one, and so that's the only that's the reason you would not see this. You might see this empty, and you might see this empty, and you will see something different. Like for example, people will make a new OU and create a whole different set of users in there, computers in there, and stuff like that, because then they can push policies, group policies on it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you in this section how to just create a organizational unit if you have to, and how to delete them, and that's going to be it for this video. So let's just do that. Let's create an organizational unit. All we have to do is just right click on the domain, go here and click on organizational unit, and what we will call is sales. And you can see this by default it says protect container from accidental deletion, and this is very important that you keep this checked, because maybe you might be on a vacation, a new administrator just maybe temporarily came to your company, and for some reason somebody say that the sales things are not working anymore, we are not working with sales department anymore, and he just decided to let me just blow it off. And then he didn't know there was so many other things that was connected to sales, so he just blew the whole thing off. So that's why you need to keep this off, checked, to make sure people don't do that. So see this right here. So if I put sales right here, and if I try to delete it now, if I delete it, I'm gonna get the error. Even though I'm a super administrator, I have everything, but this is good. Even a mistake from you yourself could lead to a disaster, so this is a good way to keep it not happening. So, and I'll show you how to delete it in a second. So right now you can see this little icon is different than this one. That is because you just created it, and this was from a system itself. So you can put a group policy on this one, but you cannot put a group policy on these. Okay, now that is called organizational unit. What if I want to delete it? There's another way you can do it from here too. It won't work. So Let's make another one. This is a shortcut. Another one right here. See this little icon right here? I can make another one here, and I'll just call it IT. So inside the organization unit, you can make another organization unit as a tree. It is recommended to keep it less, probably 3. You don't want it too many, because when you go to a PowerShell, you really have to define each command and step by step, like, you know, or you this, or you this, or you this, and then specify the command. Makes it really hard at the end if you have too many in there. So like I said, this is going to be done for you. If you're a person who just manage users and computers in Active Directory, then this is not going to be like your work. You won't be making this stuff. But the reason I want to cover this, just to make sure we understand what it is. We don't do any deletions or anything like that. Most of the time you will see a company with having a domain right here. Let's say contoso.com has so many campuses, so they will say campus 1, OU, campus 2, campus 3, and they will have all till 70, and each campus will have its own administrators. You cannot do things from that side, or you can do from that side. So just saying, like, managed by, you can see, like, you know, you can put names in there, who can manage this stuff. These are the properties here. Now you can't see too many in there. See, like, if I try to like delete this, like we did before, I wanted to delete this and I couldn't do it. I want to change it. So if I go to properties, I don't see anything that I can change and do that. The only way you can do it is you have to go a special setup right here, that you have to go to properties, and still you can do it from here. Now let me show you that setup right here. So we go to here. So you go to Weave, go to click on advanced features. Now if you click on advanced feature, all of a sudden you see so many other folders, and Microsoft really don't want you to be in there, because these are not used by administrators or users like all the time. Maybe sometime lost and found, maybe you might be working in that, but to be honest, just as a user management person, if you're doing something in Active Directory for users and computers, you're not going to be using these other stuff. So we just turn on the advanced features. Now if I go to my sales and I go to properties, I'll see more tabs in there, and the tabs that we want to look for is object right here. And now you can uncheck it, click apply, click OK, and if I go to right click and delete this, I should be able to delete it. It gives you another prompt to blah blah blah. You make sure you want to do this. It has another tree, it has another subtree in there. Say yes, you know, submission right. So the reason is that because the subtree has an accidental delete on here. You see that? And that's a good way, because now you see if I wanted to delete this and it has like 10 other subtrees or anything like that, it would have saved me by not doing it. So I'm gonna go and try it again now, since I took it off. There you go, both of them are gone. And that's how you do organizational unit. You create it, you delete it, you can change, rename the names, stuff like that, but there's nothing more than that. Just need to know these are containers, you cannot put a group policy on it, and these are OUs, you can definitely put a group policy on it and manage them. Alright, see you guys in a different video. Bye bye.